Last time they didn't.
Okay, 5 o'clock. City of Greendale Board of Public Works, May 13th of 2026. I'd like to call the meeting to order and like to please stand for the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Okay. The City of Greendale, in compliance with our Title VI implementation plan, is a non-discriminating city. We have developed a complaint of discrimination form that is open to the public at any time, along with a voluntary public survey. Okay. All right. We need approval of the April 8th, 2026 regular meeting minutes, please.
Make that motion.
Got a first and a second. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Motion carries. Again, approval of the minutes of the April 27th, 2026 regular meeting.
Make that motion as well.
Got a first
Second.
and a second. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Okay. Motion carries. We need approval of the bills and claims.
Make a motion to approve all bills and claims properly submitted.
Got a first,
Second.
second. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Okay. Any audience comments tonight? Ladies, all good? Okay. Chief, police report, please.
The report for the month of April, we had a total of 385 calls for service, bringing the year-to-date to 1,628. 16 traffic citations, year-to-date 51. 8 criminal arrests, year-to-date on that's 42. We took 11 crash reports, year-to-date's 35, and new case reports 12, which brings our year-to-date to 74. Trainings, we had Sergeant Boggs, Detective Henderson, Corporal Brasky. They all attended the state mandate training at Agner Hall.
Thank you. Okay. Shannon, fire report.
For the month of April, we ended up with 29 calls. So far this month, we've had 13. That brings our year-to-date number of calls to 127. Out of those 29 calls, 26 of those were in the city limits. One was in Lawrenceburg Township, one in Boone County, and one in Bright. Also out of those calls, we responded, the one call to Bright, we assisted them with a house fire. And the call into Boone County, we assisted them with a motor vehicle accident. And then we had here in Greendale, we had a house fire at 118 Ridge Avenue. And we were assisted on that call by Lawrenceburg, Bright, Aurora, and Whitewater Township.
I understand that Guilford is parking 2 of their trucks on the other side of the bridge now.
Yeah, we're, because of that bridge closure on York Ridge.
Right.
So anything, we're helping them out. Anything from basically the covered bridge intersection there at York Ridge south, we will also be dispatched to assist them with anything, because most of their manpower comes off York Ridge Road, so they can't get there. And then Bright is assisting them on the east part of their territory. St. Leon's to the north, and then Manchester is to the north
Good.
west. So.
Good. Neighbors helping neighbors.
Yep.
The old cover bridge where they're replacing that bridge. So
Yeah.
I think they built that in what, 72? Someone told me.
Yeah.
Or
Yeah.
72, 76, somewhere in there, and it's not been worked on since. So it's just time.
Yeah. I think they was it 100 and trying to remember how many days they said it's going to be out.
5 months.
Yeah, 5 months.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. EMS.
All right, so for the month of April, we had 64 runs. That brings the total to 282 for the year. Our en route time is 1 minute. The time arrived on scene is 5. Time on scene is 16. And time arrived to the hospital is 14 minutes. Of those responses, 49 are during the day shift, and then we had 15 during the night. The response calls, there were 51 in Greendale, there were 8 in the county, and then we had Mutual Aid, Bright 3, Lawrenceburg 1, and Miami Township 1. And then we had 5 canceled on scene, 2 no patient contact, 14 refused treatment, and then 43 transported to the hospital. And then an update on the new ambulance. Tommy and I went down and did the inspection on it on like 428 and 429. Everything went really well. It was just a few cosmetic things, and we are hoping for delivery in about 3 weeks.
Wonderful.
Right.
Nice. Thank you. Yeah. I should have started the meeting before the approval of minutes. Charlie Goodwin has resigned from the Board of Works, so he will no longer be serving. Okay. Unfinished business. Let's start with Nathaniel, Ridge Avenue CCMG.
Yeah, so Ridge Row, they plan on starting work August 3rd. They will start the first day putting up their signs and then start going into actually doing the construction work the day after. Tentatively, they should be done, if I remember correctly, they should be done about mid-October. I think they have it scheduled to be done. So, and that's all I had for that.
Okay, how about,
Is it from Cemetery up to Broadway?
Yeah.
Is that okay,
Yep.
I wasn't sure if it was right here. I couldn't remember if it was Broadway or Probasco. I thought it was,
Yeah,
Broadway.
I thought it was
It's right,
Broadway.
it's right there at that pavement change up there on Cemetery, right in that area.
Yep.
So then Stellar will get us to Kansas.
Mhm.
So somewhere along the way, we're gonna have to pick up Kansas to
Yeah.
MGP.
Cool.
So, okay, now an Avenue. Nathaniel.
Rezo should have a cost estimated for the Nowland project to me in a couple weeks. So Kevin and I yesterday were working on a couple numbers. So he should start to have some numbers put together to give to us.
Okay.
Is that gonna be curb also? Do you know?
Yeah, we've talked about it. I think he's probably gonna get us some numbers together, Steve, and then we'll kind of have to go back and forth on what's cost we can do versus what we
Yeah.
can't.
I couldn't remember what was eligible. I always
Yeah,
thought it
so-
was curbs and roads, but there's like new walks I don't think were
So-
eligible.
Right, so curb, road, and walkway is, but not new.
Right.
And then I think the new curb, there's kind of some play in there a little bit, if I remember correctly, talking with Kevin.
Yeah, because we've asked him to go up a little bit further in some areas.
Yeah, so and even like some of the sidewalk proposals through there, we're kind of exploring some of that.
Yeah, I was gonna
We'll see
ask
what
how that
happens
was
on
going.
that. We're looking at doing sidewalk from Hag to Locust. And then at that point, then you have all kind of like subdivision back there, which makes it easy to get people around.
Absolutely.
If you go any farther down, you're gonna get into retaining walls
Big
and
time.
you know the deal, so.
Yeah, we looked at that a lot. It was problematic to
Yeah.
get from Locust down
Yeah.
to the pond. It was
Which
gonna
I
be-
think if you go to Locust and then you bring them back in behind Beckett Lane, I think that's a pretty good alternative, so.
Cool.
Okay, Sean?
Water main on Nowland, it's moving along. They're getting anywhere from 140 to 200 feet per day, except in some areas when they have to do a lot of valves on side streets going up, kind of slows them down a little bit. Problem we were having is hydrants. They were delayed. We used the ones we had in stock. They're coming in tomorrow.
Good.
'Cause right now they have a couple studs, stubs sticking out in the ground with caps. They're gonna take them off, but they may not do it this week. They may do it next week because they may not be there towards the end of the week because they have safety training, and they have to go to another job to finish up another job with the other crew. Some of the guys.
They're not gonna be there tomorrow or Friday.
Friday.
And come Monday, they're putting up stop lights.
Yes, that's my next thing.
Yes.
They're gonna put stoplights from Meadow Creek down, the entrance of Meadow Creek. Is that Meadow Creek Road?
To Schneebelt,
Snape,
in that area, right?
yes, I'm sorry, Snaybelt down to the end, basically.
Yeah.
To the tunnel, because there's no bypass around there.
I was gonna ask if they were gonna do traffic control.
They are, so,
Once they get to Snaybelt, which they're there right now, so.
Yeah. And,
they're gonna put out, we'll put out a reach alert.
we'll put out reach alert and everything when they get going with that. They have to come in, they're gonna try and get it Friday, if not Monday, have the road rest of the way cut. Because it's only cut right past Snaybelt. They haven't gone any further with the cut, they only do so much at a time. And they're gonna try and get it all cut the rest of the way they don't have to come back and cut anymore. They contract that out.
Okay. Now on Avenue North and
Oh.
South Electric.
They're on the south side now. They're trying to put more people on that job to get it done. They had to replace a pole in the corner of Cook and Nowlin today. And, that pole was it was 7 feet deep and surrounded with concrete. They had to jackhammer everything. So we had an outage for Tanner Avenue, all of Tanner. And it was from like 8:30 to 3:30 around there, and they went over to 422. But I had Natalie put out a reach alert around 3, I think it was, or 3:30, letting them know, letting the customers know that they're aware they're over the time, blah, blah, blah. Just, we're aware of it, and we're trying to get it back on as soon as possible. They're bringing in another crew in, I think tomorrow and Friday. They're jumping ahead, backing out the holes. They're gonna set poles, and then another crew's coming through and framing it all out as they go along.
Nice.
Get ready to pull wire.
Sean and Anthony, any update on the IMPA electric ordinance audit?
We're still working on it.
Should we take this off or just leave it?
I don't know that it needs to be on Board of Works
Okay.
agenda anymore.
How about we just remove it? You guys good with that?
Yep.
Okay. Structure Point Water Plant Evaluation Plan, Sean?
They just came last week and did a 3D scan of the plant for their modeling and all that. They were here 2 days. They did the outside, I think they did part of the the inside, and they did a little bit of the outside. I saw them outside with their equipment. Taylor was working with them down there, and I was working with the contractors.
Good. Okay. Nathaniel, Valley Woods Dam and Storm Outfall?
Yeah, the dam, they started design on that. The ditch lines on Valley Woods, they got their surveys done 2 weeks ago, I believe they were out there doing that. And then also I did check with, Mark, Steve, they will provide 2 options to compare. And then if the board decides, you can take both those options to bid as well, if you want.
Like an alternate or something like that?
Yeah, so essentially, the board can pick between either one, or if you guys want to solicit both options to bid, you can do that as well. So that'll be up to you guys when the time comes.
Is this about, the Valley Woods Dam, or is this way over on?
I'm sorry.
Springwood Court?
That's for Springwood Court.
Okay.
Sorry.
Okay. Have they talked to you about their 2 options? I mean, I know the one was shallowing stuff up, right? Did they have another, what was the other?
I think, my understanding, Steve, is regardless, we'll try and bring up that culvert pipe, but then I think the different options would be the ditch line itself.
Right, what kind of lining?
Yeah,
Yeah.
correct.
Okay.
He hasn't really talked to me about that at all. I mean, they literally just got survey done, like I said, like 2 weeks ago. So I don't even know how much he's dove into the numbers yet on that,
All right.
so.
Okay.
Have you seen that stuff they put up along 350 going up to?
I did.
South Dearborn
It's
High
called
School?
Fleximat. I use a lot up at the parks. It's looking a little sketchy, going at 350 right now. I'm not sure it's what you're gonna wanna do. I'll send you something. There's some natural
idea. I just
channel
wondered about the
design
installation.
principles. I use the bigger rock and stuff like that and chink it in. It's,
Okay.
you might wanna look at, did I send that to you? Or maybe I did.
I don't think you sent me that one, Steve.
Okay. We've done a lot of creek restoration, and trust me, you're gonna have a lot of water coming down that ditch, and they size it by the velocity and the cube that's coming down through there, but they use some pretty decent sized riprap with fabric, and then they chink it in, but it looks more like a natural
Okay.
creek bottom, if you will,
Okay.
you know. That's about the only thing you can really do to really stop it.
We also want it easy to maintain the vegetation growth.
Yeah.
That's where it gets difficult.
Yeah, I'm not sure about that Fleximat in that situation. I just think it's too much water, too turbulent, lack of a better word, that's going down through there. There's a lot of water comes down that ditch for sure.
Which one of you two want to take the St. Elizabeth drainage?
I guess I'll start and Sean can interject.
Oh.
So we gave him a stop work order, I don't know, probably about a month ago. It got to the point where we had the first day, they took it upon themselves to deviate from the plans And in doing so, they damaged about 60 feet of gas main. And when I say damage, they kinked it by about 6 feet, and they put a dip in it by about 3 feet. So Sycamore wasn't real happy about that. So,
And worked the edge of it, the
Yeah.
integrity of it.
so there was about 60 feet of that they tore out. Was it 2 days later they ripped out Sean's sewer? The day after that,
Hit the force main.
the day after that they almost knocked over the utility pole.
Oh, it was good times on that day.
It got to a point where they were arguing that the reason why they were having those issues was because the plan showed the stormwater going in front of Sean's utility pole. But in doing so, that's where they encountered all the issues. So then it got to, well, whose fault is this? So I had Rezo come out there with the plans, and long story short, the foreman didn't know how to read the plans. The stormwater is supposed to be on the back side of the pole, not the front of the pole. So that was some issues.
In certain areas, not the whole length.
Yeah,
certain
right.
areas.
Did they
Yeah.
not stake it out? Didn't they have something to?
There's a lot going on with management and manpower on that job. That it's kind of the ragtag team down there right now, or was, for lack of better words. So I think we kind of had a come to Jesus moment. We got them back on track. Another issue they were having was they had completely undermined the Gore area Highway 50 and that parking lot. So instead of paving that back, they're now going to be cutting that back and rebuilding it up. But anyways, they got back on track. They are behind schedule though. There's going to be a point in time, probably before the next pay submittal, where we're going to have a discussion on liquidated damages and the whole 9 yards, because they're pretty in debt to us on that. And they're waiting. They are still kind of on hold, but it's on them as we kind of figure out the water main issue that they're about to encounter. If, Sean, if you want to take
Yes, you know that line that cuts across 50. We don't have a backup feed where we can isolate that for them, because now they're gonna go in front of, you have the utility poles, the sewer, the force main. This is heading the poles to 50. The utility poles, the force main, the water line, and then you have out to 50, gas, whatever. They're gonna go on the other side, back out in that little ditch there where they weren't supposed to before. Rezo approved them going out there, but the problem is they're gonna run across our water line there. And it's the T, and they're gonna end up digging out all that backing. So we discussed about, hey, you gotta do this at night, and we can shut it down if we give enough notice, but you only get a couple hours to get through there and rebuild that backing. Well, we discovered, while they were searching for the line going across 50, it's not a T that goes directly across 50 from the water line. If this is the US 50 water line going up to Ohio, Indiana side, it comes out, 90s, come down about 7-8 feet, then shoots across the casing. So what Jay from Smith Court talked about, he proposed, and he was supposed to get me a quote. Cut that T out, put a straight pipe where the casing's coming across underneath 50, put the T there with 3 valves, because there's only 1 valve. Our drawings show 2, there's only 1 there. So we cut that T out, put 3 valves, 1 going across 50, going up and south and north of that line, so we can isolate it either side. I was expecting a quote, and Kevin was trying to get on about the quote, and he hasn't came through with a quote yet for it. So they're kind of on hold until they come up with a better plan to get through that water line area.
So I don't wanna do the design right now, but the original design, were they supposed to go, where were they supposed to go? And it was conflicting with what? Where they were supposed to go?
It was supposed to go closer towards the poles, but
And
they were
why?
running into the force main there. It was gonna be in between the force main and the water line.
So the force main's 6-inch pipe, right?
Yes.
So does it not make sense just to cut that out and get the storm by, then reinstitute the force main versus trying to dig a big hole and try to do what you're talking about doing?
Well, they were talking about they'd have to cut that force main all the way down to where the entrance of the fireworks shop is, where the first, I guess that's the first drop pit manhole. for that storm, they'd have to cut it all the way back there and redo it.
Was our locates off when
Nope.
they designed it?
Oh, no, it was marked, they even,
Yeah.
they even potholed
Yeah.
it.
No, but from the design, did the plans show it right on top of the force main?
It
then?
showed it squeezing in between the force main and the water line.
I
And
think
that.
some of the problem they're having is because they're so deep through some of that, they gotta have extra room for
Yeah.
their trench boxes.
Yeah.
So by the time they put that trench box in, you're right up on top of the mains.
I mean, they're deep.
Yeah.
They were, especially in front of the old, well, now it's, air condition, Diamond Plumbing.
Yeah, that was.
The old car shop,
that
they
was a
were
mess.
deep, like 16, 20 feet deep. It was unbelievable. So they're supposed to come up with a quote, and I wanted to have it to bring to you, so I have an idea, but they couldn't get me a quote.
So the good news out of all this is, is that Nathaniel put Jake, or Smith Corp. And Rezo, you two figure this out. This is not on Greendale.
Yeah, well, and that's what it kind of was coming down to. You had the foreman who can't read a plan, and I'm saying, well, that's not my fault. That's Rezo's design. Rezo's saying we designed it right, so I had a meeting with all them, and I looked at the plan, Rez looked at the plan, they looked at the plan, and it's like, nope, the pole's here, the plan showed it going here, and you guys said it went there. So that was kind of, but it got to be a finger pointing conversation for a minute, so.
We're going in the right direction now. So.
Okay.
Yeah, it's getting there. I mean, I think we're all on the same page down there right now. It's just trying to resolve some underlying issues and how to move forward with it.
Well, I knew that we were working on that 5, 6, 7 years ago. It was tight down through there. I just thought we found a spot that it could go and make it, but I knew there was gas. There's fiber down there too, but the fiber's underneath the pavement, right? I
Yeah,
think?
which they actually hit that too. But in their
About 1,000, okay.
defense, it wasn't marked.
Yeah.
But that was when they decided to not know how to read a plan and moved it. So when they moved it, that's when they hit that. That's when they hit the gas, which they did not tell the gas company they hit the gas main. They only found it out because when locates got called, they showed up and said, "Why is my pipe got a 6-foot kink in it?"
Man, that's not good.
Yeah, it wasn't.
Oh,
It,
so they hooked the fiber. There's like 12 fibers down there.
yeah,
One of them is a dedicated Homeland Security fiber.
Yeah, one of them's a national
yeah.
Defense.
defense thing.
Yeah.
Yeah. Somebody's eating some cost on some things down there.
Yes.
Well,
Yes.
there is a positive.
And we're at war. Yeah, yes.
Vince, there is a positive, and I
What's
know I'm
that?
gonna regret saying this. They haven't hit the water line yet.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, it's not a
Nope.
quote.
Yeah. You dealt with that last night, you don't need to.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right, let's move on to Ridge Avenue substation.
All right, the reclosers came in. I'm waiting on the engineers to get with me so they can get the program on them and reconfigure the program to fit the Form 6 reclosures.
I don't have an update on the sewer smell this month. I'd say no news is good news.
No, as far as I'm tracking, and we're probably about 2/3 in that
Have you-
tote.
have you
They
cut it-
turned it down to 3 gallons per day, and we're about 2/3 in that tote, but we still need to decide the future.
Would you guys suggest maybe turning it down to 2?
Yeah.
Why not?
Yeah, just turn it down till someone complains and turn it back up, and then I think you found your mark. I hate to say that. It's kinda-
Trial and error, that's what you have to do.
It's trial and error. It's what you gotta do. You gotta
I'll do
figure
it.
it out. I
Yep.
mean, there's no way to perfectly calculate what it is, and it might vary over time. When it gets really warm, you might have to
Yep.
crank it up some, you know?
Let's take it to 2.
Roger that.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
Is this mic on? I'm sorry.
Yeah, yeah. Okay. Stellar project at Ridge Avenue. What's the latest, Anthony? They're going to,
They're working on, they're doing geotech next week, they're doing some borings. They have finished most of the basement evaluations. They're working on perhaps one right-of-way dedication, and they should be finalizing their draft plans for another meeting. That's where we are.
good deal.
Was there gonna be some kind of update that they were gonna come and bring to the board or anything?
Well, when the plans are getting
Okay.
finalized, yes.
So they're getting there?
Yes.
Okay. Got
Yep.
it. Thanks.
Okay, sanitation rates, we are moving forward. We're having a second reading tonight at council. And Anthony was putting together a first reading of an ordinance for after-hours services and repairs when we get called out on these.
Yeah.
Oh, and they've been a lot lately.
Or during business hours when someone hits your pole and tears out electric or.
Yes, right. So, just so we have an ordinance to go by from here on out, kind of updating.
Did you just kind of draft that yourself, or did you find some kind of good sample that you came up with that? I was just curious.
I drafted it, but I used the FEMA rates for everything and then our normal labor rates.
Okay. I didn't know about.
Normal labor rates with
Benefits.
the
overtime.
benefits, I hope?
Yeah.
And overtime? Thank you. Okay. AEDs in the park. I think we're at the point we're not going to do that at the current situation because of our worry about theft or damage. Is that kind of how you feel about that?
I think that's your call.
Well, I think
They won't last a month.
no, they won't, and they're expensive.
I'm not
Liability.
arguing, I just said it's your call.
Yeah, I know how you did that. That was a pivot. I've seen you pivot. Yep. Okay.
You know, if you look at the response time,
Oh, yeah.
I guarantee they'd be here before they figure out
How
how
to
to read all of it.
Yes. A. Yeah.
I think the liability too, if some kids could get a hold of it and think it's a cattle prod and shocking people. I mean, it's,
Oh, yeah.
you know,
Yeah.
putting them in a building or a pool is one thing, but just putting them out on
Yeah.
the
I'm
wall.
more and more persuaded with every sentence.
Okay.
You know what I'm talking about.
She gets it. She was hoping for that outcome, believe me. Okay, new business, final approval of garbage truck financing. This is resolution 26-03. I'll let Becky speak to this.
Okay, we decided to go with Bank of America for a 3-year purchase lease. Their rate was very competitive, and they work directly with the vendor, so there's been some good communications going back and forth. Once this resolution is passed, I'll get the paperwork to them in the morning, and they said we should be able to get the truck by the end of the week.
Nice. Nice. Moving forward, it's a good feeling.
I looked a little bit at the 5-year option, the rate was a tiny bit better, but I feel like we're kicking the can down the road again if we go more than.
Thank you. Thank you for all the time you spent working on the numbers. We appreciate it.
I'm sorry, this resolution's in the packet here.
It's in the packet, yeah.
I got it, I'm sorry.
Yeah. And thank you to Andy for putting the spreadsheet together.
The financing options, there's a 1 sheet in there and a copy of the sales proposal again too.
So for year, 1 year rather.
3.
3.
3.
Okay. Anybody have any questions, or may I have a motion? This is your baby.
I will make a motion to approve resolution number 2026-03 as submitted.
Okay, we have a first. Do we have a second?
I'll second that.
Got a first and a second. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Motion carries. Thank you. Okay, we got some pay-ups here. This is Queen City Mechanical pay-up. This is for the water main. I feel the water main has gone, I mean, we've had some hiccups, but
Yeah.
nothing
major.
Nothing major.
At all.
And I think Alex, the superintendent down there, has done a great job, so.
Guys obviously went through all the numbers, everything looks good. So is this our first
That's their first one.
payout,
Yep.
right? Okay. And we're holding like 5% retainage?
Yep.
Okay, I'll make a motion to approve, application number 1 for the Nowlin Avenue Water Main Project for Queen City Mechanical, $285,095 even.
Okay, we have a first.
I'll second it.
Got a first and a second. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Motion carries. Okay, I'm gonna let Nathaniel speak to this. This is a proposal from Reso Engineering through Kevin Hay, the engineer, to update our road inventory, correct?
Yeah, it's kind of two-folded, so something that I'm really trying to do is create an actual paving, kind of a paving plan. It's something that Cincinnati did when I was up there, but basically, we need to be able to update our asset maps. Some of the things have gotten thrown to the wayside over the last few years. So in partnering with Renzo, and I'll be a part of the day-to-day in doing this, we can kind of revamp how we go about doing our roads. They'll be able to code everything to kind of give you some actual science behind when to do it, why to do it, and how to do it. One thing that I really like about it is they can take our data, and they have a database system that can take our information, explain what should be done, when it should be done, but then also put cost to it. So I think that is a huge advantage when trying to create our budget every year, but then also too, trying to create an actual paving program for Greendale to follow and having actual costs associated. So this year, they will be doing the submittal to the state, just because there's a little bit more into it to get us back to kind of where we need to be sitting. But then moving forward, I will do the submittals every year, and I'm thinking maybe every 3 to 4 years, maybe we do have them go ahead and throw back into their data so we can keep online with projected costs moving forward. But that's something that I think it's important to have Rezo help us do it this year to kind of create a good plan moving forward.
Okay.
I think it's a good idea. Again, you're gonna be using the PASER program, right? 'Cause
Yes.
the PASER's the one, NDOT
Correct.
Requires.
utilizes.
Yep.
I think you touched on a question I did have. It had to do with the software. So is it some kind of proprietary software that, or is it an Excel spreadsheet? 'Cause-
Steve, it's not an Excel spreadsheet. I don't know exactly what it is. I mean, he wasn't gonna tip his hat too much when we haven't agreed to it yet, but he did kind of show me the other day, and I mean, it was pretty cool. He was able to take very generic information, nothing pertaining to us, and pushing a few little buttons here and there, and I mean, it really turned it into something that anybody could follow, and it really gave you numbers to back it. I'm sure once he actually has our data and we sign this, I'm sure he can kind of fill me in a little bit more. Like I said, it is more than a spreadsheet though.
It's, I was looking at this with Great Parks people, they were looking at doing something similar, and it's amazing what they can do. They can drive down your road now with like cameras,
Right.
and then it can do the inspection process. It
Right.
counts cracks and can determine conditions. I mean, what I was doing, using the PASER, I had the book, and I was doing a
Yeah.
windshield survey.
Yeah.
This is a 6, and that's a
Yeah.
7, and things like that, but
And that's something we kind of did when I was at Cincinnati, when we weren't running projects. Our management would give us kind of a list of streets, and we would actually walk them and take actual numbers,
yeah.
and then return that back. So that's kind of what me and Kevin are gonna be doing. Just obviously, we don't have that information in-house to do.
And I seen this, firm, they were doing a little presentation to us, but they were talking about how they could load the data that you had in the system, then they knew like Parkside, let's say it's a 7 on PASER, and then they can plug in the different types of treatments, whether it's crack seal or micro paving.
Right.
Or if it's a mill and pave and stuff like
Right.
that.
And
they put numbers to it, then they can kick out, okay, Parkside's gonna be X amount of dollars, and you need to do it, 5 years from now, or
Right.
something like that.
And that's pretty much what that is. So he took our old information just when we were kind of going over things, and to tell you that it needs revamped, when he threw in just that information and then put it into his data real quickly, it said we shouldn't pave anything for like 8 years. You and I both know that's wrong. So it tells you somewhere along the lines we had dropped it somewhere.
Well, what's happened though too is there's a huge push on all this pavement management systems to where they're trying to find that perfect, point to where you're utilizing the cheaper fixes, the crack sealing,
yeah.
the stuff like that, doing that extends the life of the pavement versus just going out there and milling off 2 inches and
Yeah.
slapping 2 inches back
Right.
on.
Well, and I think, you know, once we get the actual information, that'll be the tail, but just driving the roads and walking the roads I've been doing, I think we're in a good spot where right now, if we start getting back to paving a little bit more, we can beat that curve of you're spending so much money to the infrastructure of the road. You know what I mean? Like, we can get ahead of all the patching and all the curb work and actually be able to pave lane miles. You know, the citizens are gonna get more for their money essentially than we only paved 1 mile because we had to put so much money in the infrastructure of the road.
Well, I do a little bit of driving, and I can assure you, Greendale's roads are in so much better shape. You go down one
yeah.
road right now,
Oh, I
and
know.
you feel like your fillings are gonna come out of your mouth.
Yep, aware.
It's terrible. Just kind of press them about this software too. I guess I get a little concerned about, we're gonna spend a lot of money with them, and then we're not gonna have access. What are you gonna do, like, cause you have to update it every 2 years, right? The Pacer thing, the submittal to ODOT, or I keep saying ODOT, NDOT?
I was under the impression, Steve, it was every year we had to do it.
I think you have to check your roads, but I don't think you have to submit it every year. I think you have to submit it every 2 years.
I
Am
think we've been
wrong?
doing it every year.
I was told it was every year.
I think last couple of years, we've been doing it every year.
It might have changed, okay. I guess what I'm saying is like after they do it this year and you go to 27, so you're gonna go out and take the book and the Pacer and stuff and you're gonna look at it, then are you just gonna put together your own little report and submit it, or?
So, yes, what I'm wanting to do is, so this year with them, and it's part of the numbers in here, is once we get all the data, then a part of this is we can take kind of, okay, so the next 3 years, these roads are showing, this is what you should do.
All right.
And then they'll have the money, the cost estimation as well. You see what I'm saying? So then just following that, I'll keep following that. And then in 3 years from now, I'll have the numbers that I've been collecting. And then it might be going back and saying, hey, for another $1,000, compute this for me again. Or maybe by that time we have the data that we can do it,
Yeah.
you know?
Yeah, you should be able to save you some money if you can make sure when they do this that you or someone else is with them the whole
Yeah,
time when they're
absolutely.
doing all the analysis.
Yep, I agree with that.
Okay. I think it's a good idea.
You wanna put that in a motion?
Yeah, well,
And you do not to exceed, by the way, too, please.
okay.
Because some of that was hourly.
Not to exceed 7,500 or what?
I would do not to exceed 7,500.
Okay.
Okay, I'll make a motion for Reso Engineering proposal to update the 2026, the pavement asset management plan, not to exceed $7,500.
We have a first, we have a second?
Yeah, I'll second it.
Got a first and second, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Okay, moving on to the Smith Corp. Pay App number 2. Sean, any comment before we pay this, or do you go with it?
It's storm, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, he's definitely good with it.
Yeah, yeah.
As long as it's not coming out of my budget.
Yeah.
No, they have had problems, but everything that they have here has been done. It's been checked by Rizzo and myself.
Okay, and so we're approving it, and you guys are gonna write the check for it? Is that how this? Okay. You want us to sign off, and then you'll? Yes, okay. So, this is a GRC project, as I'm sure.
We have that on the claims then?
It will be on the claims.
On the claims with your approval.
Yep,
It
okay.
sounds like we might get a refund down the road.
Yeah, well, like I said earlier, this pay app is good. Before the next one that's brought to you, there's gonna have to be a discussion on damages, and there's some punch list items that probably are gonna need done.
Okay. All right, so we need a motion to pay Smith Corp. Pay App number 2.
Reso's looked at this also. It looks like Kevin signed off on it, right?
Yeah, yeah.
Just give me a second. Okay, I'll make a motion to approve Smith Corp on pay app number 2, and the total amount is $134,805 even.
Okay. First, we have a second.
Second.
Got a
Second.
second? All in favor, say aye. Okay. All right, we have some, it appears that we have some old playground equipment, right? Is that what you're getting rid of?
We're getting rid of the playground, set that was just replaced in Oaken Park. 2 old diving boards that are being replaced in the pool, for safety reasons. And a couple of benches from the pool that had spurs that were stick grabbers. So, we can't have them on the deck, so we are going to send them to auction. It's amazing what these farmers will buy for a pond,
Yep.
so.
Hey, if you guys all get a chance, drive by Okie Park and look at the new, I stopped and got out the other day and walked it. It's really nice, the playground equipment. It looks to me like it's for the youngers, the toddlers, maybe even I'm guessing 1 to 4, kind of after that age group?
5 and under.
5 and under, okay.
When you look closely at that surfacing we installed, that surfacing installation costs as much as the playset. So, think about that.
Uh,
You want to replace it? It's been replaced. It's been replaced.
Yeah.
Is it the same type material that we use down at Greendale Park?
No,
No, it's not that, that's pour in place. This is
it's like
an
a,
underlayment, like a recycled rubber underlayment with like an artificial turf. on
yeah,
top of
a
it.
heavy artificial turf.
Heavy art.
Yeah.
It's, we've been eyeing doing it in a smaller park ever since Spot on our picnic table hunt in Lawrenceburg. I was looking at that small playground they've got near their dog park, and it's an impressive.
It's
It is.
it's worth stopping over to see. It's very impressive. It's,
So it is so expensive to do, you know, that's the best laboratory sample we're gonna have, is that spot right there.
There is a local contractor that does that, just
I didn't know.
FYI. There's a local contractor that does that type of work.
In fact, the guys that did the install gave us the leftover of the roll, and we might be able to squeeze it out, with the right crew to do Danny Miller. Just still looking at the numbers.
okay, good.
But, I'm real happy with it, the kids are happy with it. We will never again put in a playground set without shade cloth. It really is an important thing. And we started in Homestead, this was our second one, and I think if you don't have shade trees that provide some protection, it's a tough thing on these kids.
Yeah.
So, we're pleased with it.
Yeah, it turned out wonderful. It really looks nice.
And for that auction, we saved every nut, bolt, screw, everything for that play set when it was auctioned.
Yeah, I meant to tell you this, earlier. After Chris Goff and Bobby Malatista got off their route Monday, we sent them over with 5-gallon buckets, and they walked all the park
Good.
picking up metal. I should have told you that earlier, but I
saw them over there.
good.
I'll never use them again.
I understand, but
Never.
we're working to getting all the metal out of it.
So,
Yes,
From the installation of the
Yes.
playground equipment?
No.
It had nothing to do with
Yep.
the outfield fence.
it's the,
Outfield fence, yeah.
And, along the same lines, they put in that barrier, a different group put in the barrier that you just paid for. You accrue payment, from the parks budget, to separate the front and back pickleball courts in time for the Main Streets event Saturday. I think it was really effective.
Mhm.
It was an example of when public input really can make a difference. They might not phrase it the way you'd like them to phrase it,
yes.
but it doesn't mean they're wrong.
Yeah, I think some of the texts I got were, which idiots designed this? Yes. That's kind of how they started the conversation, didn't they? Yes. So, they're hard. It's a hard group, I'm telling you. Yep, we're working through it. Okay, did we do a motion to get rid of the surplus property? We did
No,
not.
we will.
Okay.
I'll make a motion to approve, is there a resolution number on it? I'll find it here in a second.
2604.
2604 for the proper disposal of surplus, personal property for the Parks Department
Through Lutz's auction.
through Lutz's auction.
Okay. Got a second? Second. All in favor, say aye. We've had really good luck with Lutz's auction. It's made our life a lot easier, so. And we don't get the same two people bidding on our
Yeah.
vehicles, Donnie McCool and.
Or selling them to another city for $1 and then seeing them auction them off for several thousand.
Yes,
So that
That
was
happened.
painful.
yes, yes. So, okay. Get motion to adjourn.
Make a motion to adjourn.
Okay, got a first, we have a second. Second. All in favor, say aye. Aye. Nice. Thank you. Okay, who's got these originals? John? Can I have those so they don't get away? Thank you. Well, gentlemen, thank you.